Good morning, boys and girls. My name is Stacy Olivero, and I'm the Assistant Superintendent for the West New York School District. Welcome to my office here at the board office. As you can see from my background, I love books and I love reading, and I hope you do too. I love to read picture books. I love to read children's books. I love to read novels. I love to read Shakespeare. You name it, and I love to read. So I'm hoping that you're having a great Read Across America Day and are saying happy birthday to Dr. Seuss, right? So today I'd like to read to you one of my favorite books. That's called What to Do with an Idea. And the author of this book is Kobe Yamed. Okay? So I'm going to read this book and I hope you enjoy it. I'm just going to take that off so we can share the book together. Oops, nope. Okay, this is not easy. Okay, what to do with an idea. One day, I had an idea. Where did it come from? Why is it here? I wondered, what can you do with an idea? At first, I didn't think much of it. It seemed kind of strange and very fragile. I didn't know what to do with it, so I just walked away from it. I acted like it didn't belong to me. But it followed me. I worried what others would think. What would others say about my idea? I kept it to myself. I hid it away and didn't talk about it. I tried to act like everything was the same as it was before my idea showed up. Hmm. But there was something magical about my idea. I had to admit it. I felt better and happier when it was around me. It wanted food. It wanted to play. Actually, it wanted a lot of attention. It grew bigger and bigger, and my idea and I became friends. I showed it to other people, even though I was afraid of what they would say. I was afraid that if people saw it, they would laugh at it. I was afraid that they would think my idea was silly. And guess what? Many of them did. They said it was not a good idea. They said it was too weird. They said it was a waste of my time and that it would never become anything. At first, I believed them. I actually thought about giving up on my idea. I almost listened to them. But then I realized, what do they really know? This is my idea, I thought. No one knows it like I do. And it's okay if it's different and weird and maybe a little crazy. So I decided to protect it, to take care of it. I fed it good food. I worked with it. I played with it. But most of all, I gave my idea my attention. My idea grew and grew, and so did my love for my idea. I built it a new house, one with an open roof where I could look up at the stars, a place where it could be safe to dream. I liked being with my idea. It made me feel more alive, like I could do anything. It encouraged me to think really big and then to think even bigger. It shared its secrets with me. It showed me how to walk on my hands because, it said, it is good to have the ability to see things differently. I couldn't imagine my life without it. Then one day, something amazing happened. My idea changed right before my eyes. It spread its wings, took flight, and it burst into the skies. I don't know how to describe it, but it went from being here to being everywhere. It wasn't just a part of me anymore. It was now a part of everything. And then I realized what you do with an idea. You change the world. The end. I hope you like my book. I love my book because we all have ideas. Sometimes they start out really small, and sometimes they end up really big. And if we're lucky, we get to make a lot of changes with our ideas because ideas are great. And you should have a lot of great ideas rolling around in your head all the time. Sometimes in the middle of the night, I wake up with a bunch of ideas just rolling around in my head. And I say, I'm going to write that down. I have a little pad next to my bed, and I write down my idea so I don't forget it. And it works. Not every idea is the greatest idea. But you know what? It was mine, and I loved it, and I take care of all of my ideas. Some of them work out really great. Some of them, and others, not at all. But it's okay because the more ideas you have about everything, a better person you will be. So that's it for me. I hope to see you again in my travels. Everybody stay safe. I love you. Mwah. Bye, everybody.
Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well and staying safe. Today we're going to read Pete the Cat, Too Cool for School by Kimberly and James Dean. Pete wants to look cool. He asks everyone, "What should I wear?" "Wear your yellow shirt," his mom says. "It is my favorite." So Pete does. "Wear your red shirt," Pete's friend Marty says. "It is my favorite." So Pete does. "Wear your blue shirt," Pete's brother Bob says. "It is my favorite." So Pete does. "Wear your long pants," Pete's teacher says. "They are my favorite." So Pete does. "Wear your shorts with the fish," Pete's friend Callie says. "They are my favorite." So Pete does. "Wear the polka dot socks," the bus driver says. "They are my favorite." So Pete does. "Wear the cowboy boots," Grumpy Toad says. "They are my favorite." So Pete does. "Wear the tie with the stripes," Emma says, "It is my favorite." So Pete does. "Wear your baseball hat," his coach says. "It is my favorite." So Pete does. Pete puts on all the clothes. Does he look cool? You tell me. Does Pete look cool? No, Pete looks silly. He also feels very hot. That's a lot of clothes on Pete. Pete goes home. He changes his clothes. Pete puts on his favorite shirt. Pete puts on his favorite pants. Pete puts on his favorite socks. Pete puts on his favorite shoes. Pete puts on his sunglasses. Pete says, "Now I'm cool. Look at that cool cat." If you want to be cool, just be you. Pete just said it. You want to be cool, be yourself. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Hi, I'm Mr. Knight, a language arts teacher at the middle school, and with the help of my cat, I'm going to read a little bit of the beginning from The Last Unicorn by Peter S. Beagle. It's one of my favorite fantasy novels. Chapter 1, The Last Unicorn. The unicorn lived in a lilac wood, and she lived all alone. She was very old, though she did not know it, and she was no longer the careless color of sea foam, but rather the color of snow falling on a moonlit night. But her eyes were still clear and unwearied, and she still moved like a shadow on the sea. She did not look anything like a horned horse, as unicorns are often pictured, being smaller and cloven-hoofed, and possessing that oldest, wildest grace that horses have never had, that deer have only in a shy, thin imitation, and goats in dancing mockery. Her neck was long and slender, making her head seem smaller than it was, and the mane that fell almost to the middle of her back was as soft as dandelion fluff, and as fine as cirrus. She had pointed ears and thin legs, with feathers of white hair at the ankles, and the long horn above her eyes shone and shivered with its own seashell light, even in the deepest midnight. She had killed dragons with it, and healed a king whose poisoned wound would not close, and knocked down ripe chestnuts for bear cubs. Unicorns are immortal. It is their nature to live alone in one place, usually a forest where there is a pool clear enough for them to see themselves, for they are a little vain, knowing themselves to be the most beautiful creatures in all the world, and magic besides. They mate very rarely, and no place is more enchanted than one where a unicorn has been born. The last time she had seen another unicorn, the young virgins who still came seeking her now and then had called to her in a different tongue. But then she had no idea of months and years and centuries, or even of seasons. It was always spring in her forest, because she lived there, and she wandered all day among the great beech trees, keeping watch over the animals that lived in the ground and under bushes, in nests and caves, earths and treetops. Generation after generation, wolves and rabbits alike, they hunted and loved and had children and died. And as the unicorn did none of these things, she never grew tired of watching them. One day it happened that two young men with longbows rode through her forest hunting for deer. The unicorn followed them, moving so warily that not even the horses knew she was near. The sight of men filled her with an old, slow, strange mixture of tenderness and terror. She never let one see her if she could help it, but she liked to watch them ride by and hear them talking. "I mislike the feel of this forest," the elder of the two hunters grumbled. "Creatures that live in a unicorn's wood learn a little magic of their own in time, mainly concerned with disappearing. We'll find no game here." "Unicorns are long gone," the second man said, "if indeed they ever were. This is a forest like any other." "Then why do the leaves never fall here, or the snow? I tell you, there is one unicorn left in the world. Good luck to the lonely old thing, I say." and as long as it lives in this forest, there won't be a hunter take so much as a titmouse home in his saddle. Ride on, you'll see. I know their ways, unicorns." "From books," answered the other. "Only from books and tales and songs. Not in the reign of 3 kings has there been even a whisper of a unicorn seen in this country or any other. You know no more about unicorns than I do, for I've read the same books and heard the same stories, and I've never seen one either." I hope you enjoyed that. Again, the book is The Last Unicorn by Peter S. Beagle. Read across America, everyone.